What's up, everyone? All right, another green day. Guess what? It's the third green day in a row, and I am up $7,368 this morning. That puts me up $18,000 on the week. That is a good week, and it's only Wednesday. We've still got 2 days left. So right now we are definitely seeing momentum picking back up. We saw it on Monday with RSLS, a little bit on Tuesday with RSLS, DXR also strong, and then today ANY made this move from $2 to $4. 100% nice squeeze, and I was able to make about $6,000 just on that one trade. So boom, another green day. I'm going to break it down in the midday market recap, and as usual, any questions, any comments, leave them below. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. That way you will get alerts anytime I go live, which is every morning around 9:15 for our pre-market analysis. All right, so I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone, so we're going to break down the trades from this morning. As you can see, Lucky Raccoon, those of you guys in chat, strikes again, $7,368.89. So I'm happy with that. Cold day here in the office, and keeping myself bundled up. All right, so let's do this thing. Let's go over the trades from this morning. Let's see if I can get my Facebook feed back up here. Why is it saying recording? You know, I think it's because when I go outside, I get on a different Wi-Fi signal. Yeah, I think that's what it is. We'll give it a second to pop back up. It should in a second. All right. So this morning, traded LMFA and ANY. So today, no different from any other day. It's just a nice green day. You know, follow the rules. Really just, I mean, very straightforward. So today started with the watch list as usual. Whoops, what do we have going on here? Let me move that around. All right, so I'm gonna pull up my gap scanner. So every single morning, I look at my gap scanner. And this tells me all of the stocks in the entire US stock market, they're going to be opening higher this morning than they closed yesterday. And as we know, there are only a handful of reasons why a stock will open higher than it closed. And the strongest reason is because there's some type of news catalyst. So as you can see here, this scanner, and those of you guys watching on Facebook, if you come over to YouTube later this afternoon, you'll be able to watch the screen recording of my watch list, or of my my midday recap. So LMFA, let's see, and I'm going to pull this up here. Let's see. Yeah, let me just switch this over here, back to there. All right, cool. So LMFA, this was our fourth leading gapper this morning. So those of you guys watching on Facebook, you can see this is our gap scanner. Leading gapper was only 100 shares of volume, no trades. Second leading gapper, 2 million shares of volume, but a 300 million share float, and it was a buyout, an acquisition. Third leading gapper, only 200 shares of volume. Fourth leading gapper, LMFA. This is the one that I was interested in. So LMFA on the scans there, gapping up, let's see, right around 22%. 480,000 share float, a very low float stock. And on this one, we had 569,000 shares of volume. Pre-market, we had, as you can see here, a little bit of a pre-market kind of high right around $2.17. We had a pre-market high actually of $2.29, but we had this pre-market pivot, I should say, at $2.17. So we had tapped it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, drops down, and then comes up a 5th time. So 5 taps, and then on the 6th tap, that's when I jumped in for my first trade. So let me, let's see. I'm just going to pull up this video if I can. Switch to full screen mode. Hang on. I'm just trying. There we go. Okay. So let me bring this up here. We'll see if this will go. No, that's not doing it. There we go. So I'm going to show you this trade right out of the gates. My first trade of the morning. All right. Let's see. So hopefully you guys will be able to see this all right. So it's 9:25, so let's fast forward here to 9:29. All right, so it's just before the bell. Oops. You know, I've been having the worst times with Facebook. I don't know why. Whatever, Facebook's not on anymore. That's okay. So anyways, LMFA, we're looking for the open, watching for the open. So on this one, I had already prepared my order. Actually, I placed it at $2.30, but I was watching 217. Can't remember if I moved my order down. Yeah, so just before the bell, I put my order at, as you can see right there, 220. All right, so I'm watching this for a break of 217. 217 was the place that we tapped 4 times. All right, so I watch it, and boom, boom, boom. This was kind of weird. I haven't really seen this happen before, where I was like, pressed the buy button 3 times, but couldn't tell what happened. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'm in, and I'm like, whoa, holy cow, I'm already up $1,000. So I think just like a little bit of lag out of the gates there on the quotes. But I throw out the order to sell half at 39. And I get partial fill, and then I start pretty much selling the bid. I get an order for trying to short. When it's not available short, I sell half. And just like that, in, let's see, 17, 18 seconds, I'm up $900. I sell a little bit more, and then I end up selling the rest as it comes back down. So $1,062. Now, on a typical day, what would happen is I'd press the buy button right here. I'd get filled immediately, and I wouldn't have these like 2 seconds of being like, you know, kind of what's going on. So that took like 2 seconds, but I don't know, you know, that sometimes happens. And then all of a sudden it pops up. I think there must have been just like a little bit of a quotes issue on this one, because you can see the quotes were kind of doing weird stuff. Remember guys, if you don't cancel your sell orders, if you try to get out and you don't cancel your sell order, hey Bo, get over here. I said get over here. It's going to try to put you short on the stock. And that's when you're going to get that, that error message that, hey, you can't short this stock, you can't, you know, cross your orders. And that's what happened on this one. Get over here. And get under my desk. You go lay down. So booking the profit, and then boom, I get the error, cancel it, and then I have to cancel that order and then sell and hit the bid. All right, so that was the first trade right out of the gates. So $1,000 in the first minute of trading. That's pretty nice. I wasn't really expecting that. It just ended up, you know, we got this great opportunity. It popped up, and you see this candle here up to a high of 244. So that was nice to see, and it gave me a little bit of a cushion on the day. There was nothing else I was really watching off of my watch list. There was really nothing else here. So it was LMFA, and that was it. All right, so then I'm switching gears, and I'm just watching the high day momentum scanner. I see LMFA, GBR pops up. On GBR, I wasn't really that confident it would break out. It did a little 1 minute micro pullback right here at 38, and then it popped up. So I could have bought it at 38. This did work. I just hesitated. It ended up going from 38.39 up to 74. So a pretty nice move there, but I just kind of missed it. I didn't think it would really do much. I was surprised. So anyways, that was GBR. Dare hits the scanners. Low float, massive volume stock. It doesn't hold its level. It's a cheap one. Whatever, it drops. No trades on it. RMED, higher price stock, hits the scanner, doesn't hold up, drops back down. We had NNA this morning. I didn't trade it. I know some of you guys were watching it over 7, and I heard some of you guys say you traded it and made money on it. Pops from 7 up to 850. That's pretty nice. Well, look, it's a reverse split stock. So that's what, was kind of the catalyst there. But on this one, the volume was too light for me to trade it with, 5 or 10,000 shares. So no trades on it. All right, so, and then boom, ANY hits the scanners. And at first, I'm just kind of like, all right, this thing is taking off. And that was right around this area. So it pops up to a high of 230. It then pulls back to 228, 224, and then right here it pops up again. So on this one, I jumped in ANY. My first trade was at 225 and 230 as it was squeezing up. I scalped that first break, selling at 233, 233, and then I ended up adding back at 268, 271, and then 223. So let me show you the trade on this one. All right, so let's fast forward here a little bit. So there's GBR, we're watching that. And then we're watching NNA, nothing there. And then, let's see. Okay, there we go. So that was the first trade, $400. Now it's squeezing up. So I had the first 1 minute pullback here. Now it's squeezing up and it's going to go into a circuit breaker halt. See that red? That tells me, that's the LULD, that this could get halted over 75. All right, so it taps that level. It then pulls back. Watch it pull back for a second. And now as it surges back up, I'm going to be a buyer over 75, knowing that if it breaks that level, it's going to get halted. And typically when stocks halt going up, they open higher. Watching. Boom, I press the hotkey. I press Shift 1 to buy 3,000 shares at 68. I'm starting to see green on the time and sales. I know we're not far away from getting halted. I press Shift 1 again. Now, what ended up happening is the halt level moved up a little bit. And it's always a moving line because stocks halt based on a percentage above the average price of the last 5 minutes. So with every second that passes, the average price of the last 5 minutes is moving up. So now the halt is at 87, the halt spot. And I've got 6,000 shares at 270. So I see it's about to get halted, and I'm like, ooh, this looks interesting. It's probably going to open higher. So I put an order to add another 3,000 shares. My order does not get filled. It ends up just being halted. All right, so on this one, it gets halted at 87, and I'm up $1,000 on these, 6,000 shares. I mean, I'm already in the driver's seat right now. I'm already green on the day by $1,500, plus I've got an extra $1,000 here. So now I have to wait for the stock to resume trading. Stocks that get halted resume 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later. This ends up being a 10-minute halt, and so we're going to watch it for resumption right about here. So watching for resumption, and what I said is, okay guys, right now it's at 287. That's the high of day. If it opens lower, let me pause this. If it opens lower, I'm going to add over 287 for the break of $3. If it opens above 3, then I'm going to hold it for a second and I'll let it pull back. And then if it pulls back and then surges back up, I'll add over high of day. That's what I said. Watch what I do. Have my hand over the buy button at 301. There's resumption. Okay. We resumed at 315, and now I'm up 40 cents on 6,000 shares. I'm up $2,400. My unrealized hasn't updated yet, but that's how much I'm going to be up. So now it opened higher. I'm going to hold the whole thing. I'm not going to sell it. It hits a high of 23. It dips down. Now I'm watching it over what level? 23. Now I'm watching it over 23. And boom, I punch the order right there with my hotkey, Shift 1. I buy 3,000 shares at 23 as I see the volume coming up, knowing that that was the high of the pop. Now I've got 9,000 shares. Average cost is $2.88. And there's a pop right there up to 40, 48, 49. So I'm selling on the ask. This could get halted again at 64, which is a possibility. At the same time, it's a good idea to start locking up a little bit of profit. So boom, just like that, half my shares are gone. So that's what I like to see. Taking some profit, $5,412 already. And at this point, I'm holding the 2,200, and I know I could either add or, let's see if it goes into a second halt. And I do end up adding on this at some point here. But that was the bulk of the trade right there. I put out an order at 50 something, 54. Cancel it. Doesn't fill. Coming back down a little bit. So I end up adding there at 78, thinking that now maybe it's going to go up to $4. I'm being a little aggressive on that trade. Moment of truth. What's it going to do? And then all of a sudden, there's that 20,000 share bid at 81, and we've got $3.95 on the ask. So what do? I take some profit. I put out an order at 92. It doesn't fill. I know I can hit the bid at 81 if I want to, if I need to. Orders out at 93. It's not filling. And, unfortunately there, I wasn't able to really lock up as much as I wanted up at that price. And then it comes back down. So, in any case, some solid trades on this one. And we hit a high there of $4. And then we end up a little later, coming back up and squeezing up to a high of like 425. And I ended up taking one more trade through this level for the break over 4. I'm in right here as I see it curling up, watching for a retest of high of day. I've scaled down my size now to only 2,000 shares instead of 6,000 or 8,000. I punched the buy button there. I'm in at 86, ready to add for the break of high of day. High of day is 95. I add right there. All of a sudden it pops up. 423 is the possible halt. I threw out the order to sell half. Cancel the notification. So, a little scalp there. Not a huge one, but, made a little bit back. I had lost on one of the trades. So anyways, that was about it. That was a fun one. I mean, it was nice to see that level of volatility. Looks like it's curling up a little bit again now. But those were the two stocks I traded. So, just like that, finished the morning up, where's my P&L? $7,368.89. Another really solid day of trading. I can feel pretty darn good about that. I'm up about $18,000 on the week. So, it's Wednesday. We're going to keep it going tomorrow and Friday. See if this is going to be a $20,000, $30,000 week. It shouldn't be hard to make it a $20,000 week. It's only $2,000 away. But, this could be a big week. And this is kind of what I say about trading is that things can be slow until all of a sudden it picks up and we get these, great opportunities and things really open up. And we definitely have had that this week. And I know in a matter of 2 days I can make $75,000 because I've done it before. So this is a good day. It's not the best day I've ever had by any means. It's just a good day. But hopefully it's a sign of more things to come. And these types of moves we're seeing on ANY and RSLS will keep going through November and December, and we'll be able to start, really having days like this back to back. Realistically, in the month of January, last year, or January of this year, just almost a year ago now. January, my biggest green day was, well, I guess it was $18,000. I guess it was actually pretty solid. But you know, let me find another month. That month's a bad example because it was too good. Let's look at the month of, was it July? Yeah, so like the month of July, I didn't have a single day where I was up more than $10,000. But I believe I finished July. Let me just check my stats here. So I finished July with $49,000 of profit, $50,000, which was great. And it was basically just a lot of days like today. There was no huge $10,000 winner, $18,000 winner. It was just a lot of decent $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 days, again and again and again and again. And you know, that's kind of what we're seeing this week. You know, almost 10,000 on Monday, 7,300 today. So, you know, if I keep doing that, that's going to get me to the, you know, $100,000 mark pretty quickly. I would certainly like to have another $100,000 month this year, but in any case, I'm sitting at $433,000 on the year right now. So only $70,000 between me and the $500,000 mark. That shouldn't be too hard to cross. And sitting at $768,000 of profit in my account that started with $583. Note high of day is 25. This is the area where we often will see a double top. When we have this U shape, this is a cup, and then we often pull back off the top. We form a handle, the cup's handle, and then off the handle we'll break out. But I'm not usually a buyer going through this high. The only thing is that there are some short sellers who might be just setting their stop at high of day, and so they'll get taken out if it does break over high of day. So you might get a pop from 25 up to 50, and maybe it gets parabolic because other traders jump in and it does go to 5. But typically the safest setup is to wait for the pullback rather than just jump in right up here. So in any case, I'm going to take my profit, be happy with the day, and be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, 9:15 for pre-market analysis. All right, so I will see you guys in the morning. Any questions, any comments on today's trades? For those of you guys watching on YouTube, leave them below, and I'll come back through and answer them later this afternoon. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.